It has been a minute since we last filmed. Got the daily in the shed right now. Last time we seen this thing, I did get defected. I kind of gave up on it and it's been sitting. But yeah, got it cleared, stopped driving it for a bit, and now I've gotten it back out. Slammed it again, put the meshes back on. Got some new plates. Got my, I used to have some of these Cam R33 plates on my first car. Thought I'd reuse them again. And I don't know what's happened here. I think the seal might be gone, getting moisture in the headlight. But today, we are manual converting this thing. So I've been waiting for a long time. We do need one last part to complete the manual conversion, because basically all you need is gearbox, tail shaft, clutch. You got your master cylinder here, slave cylinder is somewhere, and you need a clutch pedal next. So that's what we're gonna get. I have in my spare shell sitting out here. Let's hope there's no spiders. Let's see. It should be loose. Oh no. Let's hopefully there's no spiders or snakes in here, because that wouldn't be great. I'm scared. I'm so scared. But there should be one bolt up there for me to get. Voila. Got it out. It was just the one bolt up the top and the two that bolt the clutch master cylinder on, but they obviously weren't there. It's super awkward because there's heaps of rat crap and stuff in here and it's wet. So it was really awkward to get, but luckily the cluster's already out so I can see it. That's where that 12mm bolt is, right there. So, piece of piss to get out. But yeah, we'll go start drilling the hole and stuff for the master cylinder and chuck this bad boy in and get the manual conversion on the way. Then the next thing we got to do is drill out the firewall. So that's where your master cylinder bolts to, and the clutch pedal bolts. Probably the hardest thing to do out of a manual conversion. So I'm gonna have to get a drill up there somehow, drill out the hole. But yeah, it's not too bad. And you look there, I've just cut out a slot for the master cylinder to go. Pretty simple, just gotta get a drill in there, which is fun. So before we chuck this thing on the hoist, because it's super low and really a pain in the ass to get on the hoist, we're going to drill it out. All done. Cleaned it out a bit. Now we've got the clutch master cylinder here. Slide it right in there. Done. Manual conversion finished. So now we've got to try and get the clutch pedal all the way up in here, which normally it's really tight and hard. That's what she said. But we're going to see what we can do. Cable's stuck. Okay, relatively easy. That one bolt there, and then the two that bolt the master in. The clutch master is in, all bolted up with the pedal in and stuff, which is good. One thing you gotta do, you can either put a manual brake pedal in. Easiest thing to do is just cut the auto one down and put a manual brake pedal pad on. But yeah, this is taking a bit longer than I was hoping because of the fact that FD is on today, Formula Drift, and I keep watching it, taking too much time. But I'm ready to put on the hoist now. I'll start ripping the gearbox out. It's gonna be the ultimate budget build, pretty cheap for all this stuff. Like I bought this all secondhand. This is a brand new clutch. I think I paid $250 for, heavy duty. Nothing too crazy, just because I know these boxes are cheese, so that's all right. But we do have some more plans with this thing. I've got a manifold. So as you can see, high mount manifold right here. Gonna chuck that on it. Got a Garrett 2837 or 35R to go on as well. Got a Niz tune and got cooler. Got to do all the cooler piping and stuff. I'm gonna try to do no holes cooler piping. I'll have to cut a hole on this side, but no holes on this side. But I'm not sure what to do about the front bar, because the bar is, well, it's actually not too clean, but it's uncut and I'm worried about cutting it. I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, looks pretty cool. Finally get this thing, make a bit of power. I'll do a comp test to make sure the motor's all pretty healthy, which I believe it is, but it does have, I think maybe an airflow meter or O2 sensor issue, because it does run real rich and chugs fuel really bad. And if I don't flog the crap out of it, it ends up fouling the plugs. So yeah, hopefully the new tune, all that stuff, new injectors, new fuel pump, hopefully see about 280, 300 kilowatt, and then we'll just run it and see how it goes. But yeah, look forward to that. That's going to be an awesome build, doing a plus T conversion on this. I will take it down to Springy Performance and get it run up on the dyno NA, see how much power it makes. But I'm going to start putting this thing on the hoist, start pulling the gearbox out. On the hoist now. Definitely glad to be taking this thing out, because as you can see, it's leaking oil. Pretty sure I have no oil in this thing anymore, because I was driving home once behind a car at night time and they drove over a cone, and this thing, obviously being this high off the ground, just took that out. Really annoying, but it held in. It never slipped any gears or anything like that. Start pulling it out. It shouldn't take too long. Normally takes me about half an hour to do a manual box, but we'll see what happens here, because auto is a bit more involved, and the lines and this thing being stock and all that, we'll have everything in there. So let's see. Gearbox is out. Took a little bit longer than I wanted. I freaking hate pulling the autos out. And I think I'm gonna have to change this rear part of the tail shaft as well. I think that's not gonna bolt up. It looks way smaller than the manual ones, but I should have one somewhere. But yeah, gearbox is out. So now we've got to pull their 19mm flywheel bolts out. Hopefully I have some manual ones, I can't really remember. Alright, so pulling the auto spigot bush out of the flywheel. As you can see, we've got the puller on. You don't have the luxury of having a puller. There's a few other ways you can go about it, but this one's got the claw that goes inside it and hooks onto the edge, and then you wind this one here, which opens up the spreaders. Nice. Then you got your adjustable wrench right here, and it tightens this up and it pulls it out. So as you can see, whoops. Oh, yeah, as you see, the claw hooks on the inner side of it and it pulls it out. And other ways you can go about it, you can use grease, pack it with grease, get a punch that fits the spigot perfect and whack it out. Or if that doesn't work, I have used a porting tool before, and you just pour it out. Just be careful not to stuff up the crank. And now you get your spigot bush, your one you put it replacing the auto one with. And a good thing to double check is to make sure it actually fits. So nice snug fit. What you can do as well, what you should do, is soak these in oil overnight. Let them fill up with oil. But we're going to leave it for not too long, because I do want to put the flywheel and stuff on today, but we will see. Yeah, we also got a friend. What up, boy? Hey, psst, get the hell out of here, son. He gone. And the next job on the list is I don't have a backing plate for the manual, and the auto ones are two separate bits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld these together like so, something along the lines like that. So I'll chuck them up, figure out which way is the right way that it goes around, and I'll start welding them. got the top plate on. Here's the bottom plate here. Basically goes under there like that and like that. So I've marked it. It's not the best mark, but that'll give me basically where I need to weld it. There we go. Quick little tack up. That's that done. So I can chuck that on, chuck in the spigot bush, probably chuck the firewheel on. But first I do have to take a bit of a break, and I've got to weld up something for my old man. He's got his drag motor out of his XY. This thing right here, mind the panels and stuff, it's getting restored. But I've got to weld up something on his drag pipes. So I've got to weld I think the oxy bung on his extractors there, and weld the flanges to these drag pipes. So I'll rip into that. So now the next day, ended up getting a bit too late, so I stopped filming. I'm going to push this thing back into the shed now, and then start putting the spigot bush in, flywheel and clutch and stuff. Hopefully get the gearbox in and get it maybe started today. Unsure though. What the hell? It already got pushed in. That works out good for me. Piece of cake. Gonna start putting on the hoist now. This thing is a pain in the ass to get on the hoist. I also noticed that I have a red mark here. I slammed a door into my nose by accident, so that hurt. So dumb, but whatever. We'll get this thing on the hoist. It's so low, so it makes it just a real pain in the ass. Main seal, you can definitely see there's a bit of a leak there. Unfortunately I can't get one until tomorrow, so I'm just going to leave it, and if it's too bad I'll pull the gearbox back out because it won't be that hard. So yeah, first I'm going to put the spigot bush in. It's been sitting overnight, so this thing will be perfect, and what you want to do is get a punch same size as that and punch it into the crank. Got the spigot bush in now, and I just dug out this old flywheel that was sitting under the bench. So I'm going to give that a bit of a scuff up, clean up the surface rust off it, and we'll throw this bad boy up. Yeah, I gave it a quick little scuff up, and a little bit better than what it was. Cleaned up the dirt that was in the center and stuff. I definitely don't recommend doing this, but trying to do a budget build here, so I don't really care. And it is my own car. If it was a customer's car or something, I would say 100% get it machined, but not too fussed about my own thing. But I also just realised I don't have flywheel bolts for the manual, so I need to go try find some. Hopefully I'll have some. Freshies. Fresh bolts all cut up to spec. I just got the clutch disc out just so I can measure it, make sure it doesn't hit. We're ready to chuck it on, just do some Loctite. Thread locker. Last thing I want is these things coming loose. So get them Loctited up and rattle gunned in, and it'll be a go. I don't know if I showed the backing plate I done. As you can see, there we go, all good. Just gave a little paint over the welds as well. Can't get the rear main still in time, so that'll come out another time. Let's get the flywheel and the clutch in. Clutch and flywheel are all in. Got to pull the clutch aligning tool out. I love to use these things, but I also like to double check. There's a little gap here. You actually see the clutch disc in, and you feel that like this on each side, and try and make sure you can feel the same sort of edge around the whole disc. This is how I like to do it. But yeah, that's it. That's done now. I actually don't have bolts for these either, for the gearbox either, so I'm gonna try and find some of them now, which is annoying because that's like the part that takes the longest, is finding bolts that work. But we'll get it in after. First off, I'm going to pull this old auto line off because it's annoying in the way. There we go. Got the 4 bolts I need for the bell housing. Chuck them there. Next on the list is we're going to replace this thrust bearing. This is the thrust bearing carrier that slides on over The input shaft there hooks onto the clutch fork. You have to press these out, or press them or whack them. I normally just hit them out with a hammer. This is a circuit clip on there that helps locate it to the clutch fork. But I'm going to give this thing a quick clean out, and then you've got to grease it up on the inside. I'll also clean this fork up, which you just pop off like that. Another thing, same thing, circuit clip down here. So this is the old thrust bearing here. As you can see, this is the one I got in the package, and it's clearly wrong and not going to work. So luckily I've got a bunch of old ones I've got, and this is pretty good. Can't feel anything, it feels like a brand new bearing. So I'm going to push that one on instead. So basically you can press these out, but like we do have a press, but I thought I'd just do it, show you how to do it without a press. So basically you want to sit it on the edge here. We're not going to use this thrust bearing anymore. Chuck her there, chuck her up like that. Get a socket that fits in like that. Doesn't, make sure it's not too tight or too loose. Sit it like that. Get your trusty hammer out. And there you have it. And the next thing you do is you get a socket that will fit on the inside sleeve of the thrust bearing and compress it in the vise. There we go. You slowly crank it. It'll bottom out right there. Perfect. And there you have it. Super easy to change these. Alright, I was going to film me greasing all this, but I don't have a tub. All I've got is this grease gun. It's been too much of a pain in the ass to film. But basically, you want to put a smear of grease inside here. You can see that ring in there. You just fill that up. Put a dab of grease on the pivot ball. I like to put a dab on these two tabs there, and then on the part where the slave cylinder pin goes. All greased up, as you can see. Got a bit in there. Probably a bit too much, but it's alright. Dab there, dab on them. Now we'll chuck them in. There we go. Slide on and off. So when you push the clutch in, it pushes fluid through to the slave cylinder, and that pushes the clutch pedal in and pushes the thrust bearing onto your pressure plate. But sweet, we'll start getting this thing ready to throw it into the car. Now I don't want to bash the gearbox tunnel in just because I'm going to try get away without doing it. One thing I like to do now is drop the rear of the subframe, so it actually drops the engine like that. Makes it a bit easier to get the gearbox in. The Jason Farron taught me that trick, so thanks boy. So we'll start getting that all the bolts undone and tip the engine back. I went to put the gearbox on the stand to put it up, and I forgot I haven't pulled any of this out, so I've got to drop the car down and get that out. First pull that out. Normally there'd be a screw in there or something. It's actually a bit hard. It's hard to do without a boot. Pull that up like that. Clip whatever that is. We'll have 4 10mm bolts. Probably plug here, got this circuit clip or something there. Rip that out. And this is your lockout, yeah, as soon as you clip that in. I'm pretty sure you can't turn your ignition when it's in park. But yeah, so 4 bolts and this thing will come out. But there we go. There we go, it's out. Pain in the ass, that thing. Now there's a nice hole for your manual shifter to come out of. Yeah, it's dirty. So yeah, this thing here. So I can't turn my ignition off. So see, I can't turn it off. And then if I were to put it into park like that, ignition can come off. And it can't go back unless the key is on. So key on. Now it can move freely. So if you're driving and you go to turn your car off and it won't turn off, it's possibly because this thing has moved. But sweet. Let's get this gearbox in. I was just getting ready to put the manual tail shaft in, and I put it up, and it's actually different. This flange here is different to the one that was on the car. This is a non-turbo auto ABS tail shaft, and this is obviously a non-turbo manual tail shaft. So luckily I have a turbo auto shaft laying around. This might be an ABS shaft because it fits. I don't believe it was, but I'm guessing it is. So luckily I have that laying around because the turbo auto shaft flange is the same as the NA manual shaft, whereas NA auto is different. So that is great. I'm going to chuck that in. Don't worry about how rusty the uni is, but we'll get that in. The gearbox is all done, mounted up. Unfortunately, I don't have a manual mount, so I've got to wait and get one of them. Still haven't put these lines off yet. Need to put the starter motor in, hook up the exhaust, put on the clutch line and the slave cylinder, and we can start it, which I'm excited. Hopefully we can get it running. Hopefully I can bleed it up and take it for a drive. One thing I'm not sure if I have is a shifter. I have no idea where it is, so I hope I can find it. But sweet, we're basically done. Next thing we need to do to get it to start is there's an inhibitor switch for the auto. I believe that's what it's called, I can't actually remember. See that thick plug right there? That one right there. 2-wire plug, and basically you want to just unplug it and join them. Pretty sure it is this side you want to join. No, sorry. It is the body loom side you want to join. Just get some 2 spades and loop it, and then it'll fire up. So it basically tricks it into thinking that it's in park or neutral, so you can crank it. Yeah, mint. Just quickly do that, and we'll start it. There you go. That's the spade you want to do. So that one right there. God damn it. Got one in that side. Sounds like everything's breaking. That's all you got to do. Loop it like that. Let's chuck the battery on. Battery! Oh, better chuck this on before I start it. I'm like, what the hell's going on in my car? Okay. Alright. I'm actually kind of nervous. Hope it starts. Alrighty. Woo! I forgot I had the exhaust off. Alright. It gave me a heart attack. Alright. I'll put the exhaust on, then I'll start it up again. Alrighty, attempt number 2. Got the exhaust bolted up, and let's see. You know what, let's have a look in here. I haven't got any oil in the gearbox just yet, but that's alright. Sweet. Alrighty, sick. She's off the hoist now. It actually drives. My old man helped me bleed the clutch. Now the last thing to do is cut the brake pedal. I've gone to get the pedal pad off my old car. So I basically want to measure it up like that. Obviously pull this thing off. Bit of a pain to pull off. So need to measure it up. I'm probably going to cut it in the middle just because that bracket's right there. So that's what we'll do. One thing I can't do is put the center thing on yet because I've only got the auto one still. I could cut that to suit, but I'm not going to do that. The other thing as well is the shifter I have doesn't actually have the plastic bush that stops it from being so loose. So we'll have to deal with that for a little bit until I can order a new one. But it drives on its own power. So I am stoked. Absolutely hanging to drive this thing. So what we'll do is we'll get the brake pedal cut up to suit the new brake pedal pad, and then we'll go for our test drive, which I'm keen for. Last NA Skyline I drove was my truck car when it was Neo, and that thing was pretty good. So yeah, wasn't too bad. It was probably about 13 hours, I think, 12 to 13 hours to do this. Had a couple snags here and there just because I thought tail shaft wasn't going to work, but it ended up working. Yeah, all right, let's get this pedal done. And like that, she is done. Look at that. Looks factory, I reckon. This is the old ugly ass thing. Look at that, so good. Yeah, we'll go for our drive now. And here we got Spencer. You'll see a bit more of him. It's got an S14 with an RB25 in it. We'll do a video on later, but let's go for a drive. It works, and it feels wicked. I don't know why, but it made me so excited to drive it. But yeah, it's nice having a manual daily again. But it feels alright. It feels like it goes okay. But yeah, the clutch feels really soft, which is good, I guess. Let's see if we can do the roundabout. Totally joking, by the way. So the first dig is nice. Oops. Sorry, synchro. You can see it's very sloppy, and this thing doesn't even bolt in, so that's my excuse. Awesome, success though. Oh, damn. Took it to work today. Bit of a mess here, but it is another day today. I thought I would test drive the car to work today to see how it is, and it feels so good. It feels pretty quick, but I'm gonna see if I can rig up a camera for the drive home. We'll see. I can't believe this actually worked. Alright, let's see how this drive goes. Still no shifter push, but I stole the shifter from Kalani's Laurel just so I can drive it around and be comfortable at least. Let me know in the comments what you think, how much power you reckon this thing will make on the dyno, because I reckon it's going to make 130 kilowatt. That's my guess. Give or take a 5 kilowatt, I reckon. Because it feels good. It feels really good.
Are you challenging me?
Alright, Mr. Gear. And I sprayed the Subaru. Mr. Gear racing someone. Oh no. That was embarrassing. Alrighty, a successful drive. I'm pretty stoked with it. I think it feels really good. I'm super keen to see what it makes on the dyno. Let me know what you think it makes. I'll be interested to see what people think of it and who gets the closest. But I'm going to guess 130 kilowatt is what it will make, and hopefully it does. But we'll see, because then we'll get it dynoed and then we'll start ripping into the turbo conversion. Yeah. Look at that. I love the seeing the manual in there. And the 3 pedals. So keen. But I need to put a front lip on it and some side skirts, and then it will make this thing pop. And hopefully some new wheels soon, but also we'll see. But anyway, that's gonna end it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. That will be the turbo conversion, which I am stoked about. Anyway, catch you later.